Then she heard a creaking. Was someone in the bathroom? Hi, Oddings. Welcome to Stories with Sapphire. I'm your the Sapphire. When you're fresh out of college, you're full of hope and energy for your future. But how much are you willing to put up with to pursue your dreams? And now, it's story time. Annabelle had just graduated from college. She really didn't want to have to move back in with her parents across the country. They had already given her a hard time the last 4 years for her decision to major in art history, and moving back home would just give them more ammo. So Annabelle was determined to find a job that would at least allow her to stay in the area. This was where all the museums and events were, after all. After countless interviews for jobs beyond her experience level, Annabelle eventually landed 2 part-time jobs in the city. They couldn't be farther removed from art, but it would allow her enough flexibility to work on her own projects and pursue other opportunities. She would still, however, have to find housing further outside the city in order to afford rent and her monthly student loan payments. She was feeling optimistic, though. She was not gonna let this industry crush her. She came upon a house that was renting out a freestanding studio in the back. The first thing she noticed when she stepped inside was the decor. It was super artsy, wacky, and fun. The agent mentioned that most of the renters that came through had also been artists, like Annabelle. The owners didn't mind if the renters made a mess while painting. In fact, they encouraged it. It was like a guest book of the previous inhabitants. Annabelle quickly sent in an application before anyone else could snag this amazing deal, and within the next couple of days, she moved in. As she got ready for work one morning, she admired the peculiar decor of the studio. She'd love to experiment with creating unique pieces like these one day. As she was on her way out, she took her umbrella out of her bag and placed it on the side table. After a long day at work, Annabelle came home and paused. The side table was now empty. She could have sworn that she put her umbrella there before she left. Annabelle replayed the day in her mind, but figured she must have left it at work, and she crashed on the bed. The next day, she left in the morning, as usual. When she came back home, she opened the fridge to start prepping her dinner, but practically half of all the groceries she had bought were gone. Now, she knew she didn't accidentally take those to work with her. She began to suspect that someone was coming in and taking her things while she was out. So the next day, she installed a security camera to see if she could catch the thief in the act. But when she came back home after work, the camera was gone. The only footage that was captured was a useless black screen. Over the next few days, her food continued to disappear. She couldn't find her shoes. Annabelle plopped onto the floor, and tears began to well in her eyes. She felt like she was losing it, and she hadn't even had any time to dedicate to her art. Maybe she wasn't cut out for the grind. Maybe she should have just moved back home. Then she heard a creaking. She held her breath. Was someone in the bathroom? Annabelle slowly crept towards the door and listened. The creaking wasn't coming from inside the bathroom. The wall was moving towards her. She inspected the other walls. The entire studio had been slowly closing in on her the whole time she'd lived there. Annabelle made a dash for the door, but the walls sped up and immediately engulfed it. With nowhere to go, all Annabelle could do was await the inevitable.
No, oh my god, no.
If you don't want to be crushed by your dreams, like this video and subscribe to my channel. Submit your own stories to storieswithsapphire@gmail.com. For more spooky, supernatural, and spiritual stories, listen to the Stories with Sapphire podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. If you like what you saw and would like to support this independently run show, head over to patreon.com/storieswithsapphire to learn more. Until we meet again, sleep tight.